So my name's Nathaniel. I have been living with HIV for 15 years now. Can you believe it? I was diagnosed 2 weeks after my 17th birthday. I actually contracted HIV when I was 16 with the first guy I ever had sex with, which was unfortunate.
Hiya, my name's Jed. I'm HIV positive. I was diagnosed in 2002.
My name's Mark. I'm a positive speaker. And I was diagnosed with HIV, hepatitis C and hepatitis B in January 2005, which is quite a long time ago now.
There wasn't much counselling available there. We were given a brochure by an old HIV charity that's no longer about, and I think it was, although it was a nice glossy brochure, I think it was quite an old one. It had contents which I read, and at the end of the contents it was how to bury yourself and arrange your funeral.
You know, I had my own shame around my diagnosis. My ignorance back then was it was the gay man's disease. I've come from a place of being heterosexual, even though I've engaged in unprotected sex with men and all that kind of thing. It was my own personal stuff that led me to believe that I was going to die.
I've lived in relative silence for about 14 years. I kept the diagnosis pretty much to myself, such as the power of the stigma around HIV.
I knew it wasn't a life sentence anymore, but I still felt as though life was really inferior. Not that it wasn't worth living, because I enjoyed my work and I had my friends, but it's like a human right, really, isn't it, to be able to date. And I felt scared of people's reactions. And it wasn't until probably about 6 months ago I'd engaged with George House Trust with various things, life coaching, counselling, and I call it a slice of me catalyst pie, really, that started me sort of moving. And then I got involved with the positive speakers course, and it was really empowering to stand in front of a class of 30 or 40 children, 14 to 15 years old, and saying my name's Jed and I'm HIV positive.
I am so passionate now about harping on about it all the time to people. People must get bored of me talking about it, because I don't want any other young 16-year-old, gay or straight person to deal with what I did and just bury their head in the sand.
Seeing the reaction of the younger generation at school, there was no sort of shock or anything, very little prejudice.
The life that I live, I live a healthy life. I've got a wife. My daughter's come into my life. I'm undetectable. I've been undetectable for a few years. And it's not as big as it could have been if I'd not have engaged in the support. The George House Trust are a very supportive, nurturing, caring organisation. Do you know what I mean? I've met some amazing friends, and I've been given an opportunity to talk about, my HIV status and how I'm getting on with my medication. So as much as it's volunteering and it's giving to other people an opportunity, I get so much more from it.
The positive speakers has been really empowering, and the George House Trust have been there every time I needed them. They're a really professional organisation, non-judgmental, and they're a great bunch of people. So I feel as though my life sort of started again, really. You guys are probably too young, but it's a bit like the $6 million man. We can rebuild you, we have the technology. So that's my story anyhow, and thanks for listening.